No, you do that. More be a first lady per myself. First lady Ghana and Yanabia.
No. He is smart. He is unique. He is
the way I propose you to first lady, your excellency. Mammy Lordina, you know I love you.
No.
The way I propose you to deal with Kumhano, Nancy Minister be according to Western region, or top of President be, or the first lady that you may be president. First lady of Eden or Nukusia Kunyaso, or the country of Sakona could be president. First lady, we couldn't have this president to see. I have only 2 years. A bad then a Lordina best smile, set for Western region choir campaign. First lady doesn't make president. The way people are using first lady deal with Romano, I am slow.
Yo, Abusiama, Memo, Aquaba, Senior William, Edino, AD, Sexy, D Ren, Dr. Ren, Papa Ghana. As you all know, I've told you this year the solution show. Timi Baha said, yeah, I come and tell you about the solution. And Ghana near or an inventor, why invent a cocoa pod machine. Many to train come on my platform is in 2 years video no. Bomodiana koshe video is very, very insightful. A quite a bit me fast a bit me solve some of the cocoa problems that face the nation Ghana. Abusia mamemfa the hot news no memfa shase. Na we are matomebu asena mako the other news Asenso-Boakye versus honorable minister for roads no honorable Agbodza. But before no, Randy ABBEY has been in the news. Randy ABBEY has been in the news. Cocoa farmers versus the CEO of cocoa board. And Asenso Koso. What is the issue? What is the matter? Dr. Ren, my brain chile is saying, fire for fire. Ibedi home come. There was a time Kevin Taylor ebe kan sembi the Facebook. Okase enema bi koso cocoa board. Na cocoa board no around the Abbey on city app no onye ne nyoma yi because ne need na chi omoye den omohwe no yemu bi wo ho a nsem ni bi wo ho a yensa ka how we say it. Sometimes I don't know how people take it. You know, many people are being blinded by politics. Now the colors of the political party that is what MPP be the MPP government. I stand here for Ghana and not for political party. I'll tell you. And I'll be honest with you. John Mahama, you're being ye, I'm a Ghana for one tono, and I may Papa Ghana, me fishe. That is why I've changed my name to Papa Ghana. Because I have what? A responsibility. And Ghana is my responsibility. Ladies and gentlemen, what did Kevin Taylor ekaye? Medobe ko asema Kevin Taylor ekafa ora around the Abbey. Na wohu asem no nkofo bi wo a utu omofo they think they know too much and then they don't want to listen. They don't want to adhere to a advice because to them, at least our school saying Kevin Taylor, onye PhD holder, how dare Kevin Taylor to advise him. But that is the gospel truth. Juma Yemu be a boy for the cocoa farmers to vote for NDC. You have no idea. You have no idea. The job at Yema NDC to win power in Ashanti region, Western North. I mean the cocoa friend is regions. No, you guys have no idea. And today, Yakofa Ora around the Abbey say ono ana embehwe cocoa farmers so. No na cocoa board who sensem enkoso ye. And his friend Kevin Taylor sent him a message that he should be careful because onimniema ekoso ho watini nyina na wehu ni nyina enema womo ye ewo cocoa board. Randy Abbey Asemi ba abontin. Me, to me, if I was the president of Ghana, I would just reassign him. Me pamono. And I'm manage for akwakoye. But you see, Randy Abbey is President John Mahama's boy, one of his darling boys. Anything. So what happened? And Yaman Koye wo cocoa board. The president had to immediately call for an emergency meeting to make sure say they will solve the problems. Ekoso ewo a friend is saying cocoa board. Fair enough. That is brilliant on the part of the president of Ghana. But I bet kind of crano without fear or apology, just like I've done it from the days of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. What happened? Ewo cocoa board. Randy Abbey was appointed to cocoa board January 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, it means to say Dr. Randy Abbey when you over 1 year ewo cocoa board. Mebwana eyampa. It is say Dr. Randy Abbey enya over 1 year of cocoa board. Then it means he said definitely no. The ekosu of cocoa board bian when you a time ehun enyema akosu of cocoa board. And he's saying if there is any rot ewo cocoa board within the first 3 months, no, me assure say onim. Na onim no, anamombe no too far sa rot na ewo cocoa board no. Because and I would see the interviews I walk radio station, TV station. He is still re-echoing a car MPP bottle and yama basa basa MPP yeah and one a walker. Look, this is the thing I get pissed when I hear politicians talk about. Emami bufu my brabo. We've given you a position and we pay you with taxpayers' money. We've given you a position, paid you with taxpayers' money. You have 1 good year. You are still re-echoing what the past government, cocoa board. Then you are a joker. I'm telling you. By now, no, if you are talking to Ghanaians, you should be telling Ghanaians, maybe 2 cocoa board. President appointed me with January 2025. No, maybe who said there were a lot of rots. A year previous government near them. A year or must send your baby. And until some call for ABCD, no, me do omudin aqua command the Attorney General said, on your moon, Mrs. said in the next 1 or 2 months, no, you better arrange your before court. Not a year. Sika ome ria na sika ome di dream ni katashishene proya akoso ono ya twema so. Randy Abbey I knew, and he was dying with the MPP people. He thought to say MPP people no womu ye enkophobia asemboni bi toa they will come and protect him. No, they will not. Enubi anana sami jemfi eya agrada Oman sika ebeye hihi bubru, and he was advised and we told him hopeful. We still have some NDC members who continuously do business with the MPP for Amokacha is somewhere corrupt. No? So what sense does it make? And you hear people saying, oh, the problem is that Nanado's government destroyed the entire cocoa sector. That is the reason why NDC was voted into power. John Mahama has 3 years to leave office. 1 year is already gone. What happened to those who caused the rot? What has happened? Oh, please keep the dog. What happened to those who destroyed the economy? What happened to those who destroyed the cocoa board sector? Mibusamo. Omo say cocoa board no. Is it Ghana for na say omo bear cost na? Now you are telling us say cocoa board. Omo destroy cocoa board. Now you are saying that then the cocoa farmer should go and pay the price. What kind of this is what I don't like about politicians. Every time we hear about cost sharing and not bearing the cost, we shift it onto the poor Ghanaian. ono ne fata esikafo no mo bo okro no de wo mo di school mo di pen abokro no de ne ye jai wo mo sa. This is wrong. This is totally nonsense. Look, there is a lot of people who are complaining, NDC people, and if you people don't know, I'm telling you guys, yes, a lot of foot soldiers are complaining. And I'll give you example. A typical example is what happened at a friend said Ayawasu East with Baba Jama and Semino. Ordinarily, like the foot soldiers will go with the president's directive. Ordinarily, the NDC foot soldiers will say, okay, let's listen to the president. But they chose to go with Baba Jama and the NDC party. And then they ignored the NDC caucus in parliament. It should tell you some signs. It should tell you that people are not happy. Look, cocoa farmers, you have no idea. And they're saying, you see, a year, a friend is saying, a year, a Jumakubia, a targeted woman from 2022, 2023, 2024, for them to vote for the NDC or any other third person or whoever, was the cocoa farmers and a year miners, what the local, a year, friends, community miners. Because over local community miners, now for cocoa farmers, no muji wudia, automatically you win power. Yes. Because you are having about almost 1.1 million cocoa farmers. The mining sector, no, you have almost about 2 million people. So if you are going into any election, now Timinya cocoa farmers and the miners, no, on your side, automatically you win power. And I'm going to tell you the reason why. And they say, because Ghana's economy, no, to so the gold industry and the cocoa farming industry. In the Nkofo, you don't joke with them. You don't play with them. You don't toy with their businesses. You make sure, sir, you do everything possible to be on top of issues, to solve their problems for them. Randy Abbey, you came. And immediately, you people thought to say you are smart. And Kevin Taylor warned you about 17 weeks ago. He warned you, said, look, everything you are doing at Cocoa Board, no, people know. And yes, it's true. Because the people that you are working with, friends, Cocoa Board, no, a lot of them are MPP people who are still there and they still feed us information. Now you people claim that there is a reset. Maybe John Mahama wants the reset too, but many of his appointees are not willing and ready for the reset. And that is the gospel truth. Look, listen to the cocoa farmers.
President. Now, if you say, say me maybe 1 year and so me say adwuma na na me say me ni adwuma bi a me ye eti me ye ku adwuma ya ye cooperative me ya president na if you say ya twom ye hu ni abai bi da say me maybe 1 year and so me say adwuma na na me say me ni adwuma bi a me ye eti me ye ku adwuma na makoto mi koko na abusumi nan ntu ya meka ade na opese me abrewa mi di se te adwuma be na me ye
ma me ka bra ban ti mo de
ade se de na ya pani taw o ka ta bi e twem no be to koko mu wanye kakra ni ade ma ye de ya de ato na kakra ya de ato musu na hu so sika yi ma ye na ye be ni nti ade se de ade ya de to adan ya sire no
utie ma me ne kasa. You see, what many people don't understand is that when it comes to the cocoa industry now, farmers, no, more cooperatives, more associations, more join. Majority of these associations now, politicians, are infiltrated through these associations. Yes. And indeed, So we a politician. Now you are appointed as a CEO of cocoa board. You must be smart. And majority of these cocoa farmers are coming from particular regions. Predominantly the Akan regions, where we all know where their votes goes. So for you to win massively their votes, you don't joke with them. It's not now that you have to come and be giving long speeches and long talks and speaking big grammar. No. You solve their problems for them. The people who you think created mess, you arrest them. You get them arrested, imprisoned, confiscate their assets. If you have to sell some of the assets, sell it and use it to pay these farmers. Why you sit down quietly and you are expecting Ghanaians to come and say, oh, and that's it. For over 1 year, they be obianko prison, obianko jail. Now, most of what they say. Because some people chrono, now farmer no chrono, share the burden of Akron they are. Then what is the use of Randy Abbey as a CEO? We are sick and tired of Obia Bokrono. We are in John Mohammed's second year. You quickly tell the Attorney General, give the Attorney General with the facts. Let Attorney General do his investigation and arrange the people before court. And can you have a case to tell the farmers, say, someone said now there will be a prison. One will see the way co prison, one will see the way co prison, one will see the way co prison. I did your musica. Yet the people want to almost say your money the cocoa farmer will understand. Now, Obakaja so obi abokrono afini unchi obi a. Do you think that people will come and say something is serious? Do you think that the cocoa farmer will take you guys serious? No. So you people have to sit up because the place I'm on is very sensitive. Being a CEO of Cocoa Board, they are very sensitive position. It's like being a minister for lands and natural resources. And the president trusted you, Randy Abbey, to do a job. You were always on Good Morning Ghana, interrogating these people, asking big questions. And they have given you a position like this. You are still speaking big grammar. Look, that is not what the cocoa farmer needs. The cocoa farmer does not need those big English. They need you to solve their problems for them. If somebody has stolen, get the person arrested. And then, next year, na mo kwa kope obi obedi NDC ni. Obeti ana fe mo koto aba. Let me tell you something. And I'll say it here to people, to you watching me. Okay? When MPP for call omo primaries, no, NDC did something smart. Eshedai so, oh, mon support to a year, but mon support to Kennedy, mon support to Kennedy. Let me be honest with you here. And I'll say it for the first time. You saw a year, Kevin Taylor said, oh, if we never obey them, obey Modiana, what broadcasted a year, Kennedy accompanied with Japan, the campaign. No? Ladies and gentlemen, now don't take it for granted. I'm telling you here. The people who were behind Kennedy and supporting Kennedy, majority of them were cocoa farmers and miners. Yes. And if he had won, it would have been tough. Yes, NDC would have won, but it would have been hard for the NDC candidate to win. It's not a joke. Of course, who take these people for granted? The cocoa farmers and these miners are Ube Lusu election. And that is the gospel truth. So, look, yebeka no kreno, the nebubefu no, the boomfu, the open no kreno there, obetie no kreno. The open no kreno there is up to him or her. Now, yentie eye yenua and I papa a year at 2 Asian. What Okache Cocoa Farmers? Any Oba power.
Yes, one year, my no comedy, your magic is your magic is your nana, 7 years to come, and walk up. It's a slab and some panic. So, need your pass within your panic. So, you're so when the other Kunya cry, this guy, yes, you can not my watch. You're for work.
I won't try, won't remove mucha. You have given yourself this chance. Ah, go for the someone in my MPP, they are making more. I always tell you people here, Kwame Nkrumah. Kwame Nkrumah, this is also much time. What you do with them, you don't spare them. You punish them hard. Now with the Jinaswa catcher and Kofon say, Omo be ball crown, Omuni. Come no atum. There be a conferences, a press conference in a Then I'm more trained. Next year, I'm more trained than jelly almost. Sometimes I'm more about Kuka to my bow. Maswaya she, Equaco leaders, every DNDC and him. Why never been in your time? We will some. Uba Timony beam na 4 years na ba. I feel when Chaba wafia bury you. 1 year cop. Ghana ni ko wia banchia. In 10 term nani are remanded, in 10 term nani are registered before court, in 10 term nani are that prison. Who the politicians nebo kronoa. After Nambakacha so the wheel of justice grinds slowly. Mubakacha said the wheel of justice grinds slowly. Huh? Hey. Yo, yedie yewaha. Yedie yenko baby ya yebeka no kreno. Kreno so de ye ka momubi no mobaba be di atem. Yedie yesu mpo ya no. Atem didie ni de ye mfa ti yedie no. Yebeko so aka no kreno. Yenko tie ya asem around the emra no opposition okan.
5 billion Ghana cedis.
A few moments later.
This is finance minister in opposition. You know.
A few moments later.
The new producer price for the remainder of the 2025-2026 crop season will now be 41,392 Ghana cedis per ton and 2,587 Ghana cedis per bag.
Jesus! Acquire John!
Say everything, but destroy everything.
The finance minister may have a point, but the CEO now is head of cocoa board, you know. I'm on the point I want to cry. So, ye, and Abino said, Okofasika, and they are filling in the gap. And no crown Abino said almost 150 million Ghana cedis, no $1 million, no, and so into the cocoa farmer should bear part of the cost. Because on to mean talk, the cocoa no sa abuona cocoa farmer ne pay. Now whose fault? Randy Abbey is explaining to Ghanaians, he said, oh, it is due to a yes system failure. We understand, we know, we voted for a change. What have you done to those who destroy the system? And now they make an answer. We always sack people and we don't punish. Then what is the essence of democracy? Say obi baba be bo omano krono obe say omano na mobrohun for no. They still bear the cost. Why? What kind of people are we? For 1 good year, obi anko prison. For 1 year, yendi obi asem wiye. Kofo came, causing financial loss to the state. People went to prison. Yes. Kofo came. Every time Biana Rollins and I'm caught. Yes. And I'm ready. Kofo came, established a so-called reconciliation just to humiliate people like Rollins. For the youth to understand, to know a certain history be happening here. And you people are in power. After 1 year. Yeah, so because you crocromoa. Mubama yenime guase. And me, I'm not ready to come and crow obia. We will speak the truth for you people to sit up. Today, Sankawuti Yemubi Efutua and Kadiewa Abbey Kema. I interviewed this young guy on my page here. His name is Ebo Gani. He's a farmer, cocoa farmer. He's also a cocoa machine pod inventor. Immediately, this man was appointed. Many of us shared certain things this man can do to help the farmers to increase their what? A friend is saying production. And one of the reasons why farmers complain a lot is labor. Paying for a high labor. It was one of the reasons. This guy is a farmer. He has invented a machine. Etumi pai eye cocoa no. Na eyi bean no. Na amani pa kwa hata. Every 30 minutes biano. Or say the machine to me pai cocoa pod no almost 2,000. Or say sene maame ni nananamu ye cocoa no a sa 2,000 so me paya. O me high nipa maku 60. No ma che omumu nipa 30 no bebo. Na 30 no so eyi bean efrim. Inti be 2 weeks no. No mun to be papa cocoa by 2,000 every year. Because it takes time. You want to increase production and export the bean. You have an inventor, a young Ghanaian. You are not using him. You are not patronizing him. What kind of people are you? If you want solutions, one of the big solutions is an inventor when inventing cocoa pod machine. But greediness, stupidity on the part of the CEO, no, they will never use the Ghanaian youth. They prefer to look elsewhere. If it was a white man's invention, they will quickly, because when they go there, they will get their 10% in chobo. You see how they think? You see how they think? And that is why I'm not going to go easy on Randy Abbey. He is a journalist, well educated. He knows the problems. Who doesn't know problems of cocoa farmers? What cocoa farmers need is a solution, not long talk. You sat at the bench. What is solution? And sometimes I ask myself, say, what is wrong with these so-called people you are appointing? You see, once you appoint them, many of them feel so huge and so big. They don't want to even listen to advice. They don't want to even, seek for interventions. It will help the system. It will help. Look at this cocoa pod machine. It will help farmers because farmers no, and that is why today you see young guys don't go and do the cocoa again. No, because time of cocoa no be so. And no, farmers to the young guy, you know. We live in a generation where they want quick. That is the generation. AI generation, metaverse generation, where imagination becomes reality now. And yet tomorrow's real, 10 years reality. Or it is real today. That is today's generation. Gone are the days our junior. It will take years. This generation don't want things like that. And you have the solution. Use it. Osidebi. You are complaining. Who complaining? So the people that cause the mess, you are not arresting them. So what do you really want Ghanaians? Mbeyema. Huh? Abrewan no won't go school no. Or the work go school say be solving the problem. Now who go school now to be solve abrewan the problem? Then what is the use of your school awako? Huh? You see, look, cocoa industry don't go. It can create more jobs for Ghanaian youth. Yes, cocoa industry don't go. From no, I buy a touching no. Enkwa, and you may be Tim the aye, creating company. And you need people with brains and ideas, pragmatic people, people with solutions, not cha talk, not coming to complain. Solve the problem. That is what the youth voted for, NDC. And if you cannot solve the problem, you tell the president, I'm sorry, I can't solve it. Get somebody to solve the problem. It's because of solutions in tea. And you move a brain, you too, because I want it. It is a ultimate cause to you use your knowledge to solve people's problem. You don't use the opportunity to make it hard for the youth. And I know the papa wo no nantiko school into wa wo bakra no car no park fa ne ba ne nko school and man on driving nko school ne ba ne nanti because of safari it's not, there's no sense in it. Life no the odi enimu no ye din man no so to me create avenue to make the people who follows no it making it easy. No one so that is what we call life. That is why people respect the countries like America, Great Britain, France, Germany, not because of say abrofunu who are first saying, not because of anything. It's because their forefathers went through suffering. First World War, Second World War. In the cold, there was not a lot of sunshine. They died of pneumonia, tuberculosis. They lived in the caves. They created opportunities for the young generation to benefit. Our academicians, they go to school, learn all the books. And when it comes to solution, pragmatism, no. The poor child who God gifted him with vision and help him to invent too, they will not support him because so why should we go and help this poor child? If we help him, we are giving him a privilege over our children. Why don't you help the poor child to create more jobs? They will not do it. And it is very, very, very sad, ladies and gentlemen. Very sad. That is the problem we are facing in the nation, Ghana. Look, the young guy, I interviewed him today. If you go on my YouTube, you will see a Ghani. When your friend is saying, a order every la Côte d'Ivoire, si kakra obeko bank, na bank bebo ne bosia, no etimi create a year in Yuma, Afa Ghana youth, no ma supply Côte d'Ivoire, onibi. Oko banks are, yes, so ya kwada, oni sika, oni any a friend is saying, you surety be oni, just onibi. This is the society. And you sit down and you talk about, a friend is saying, reforms. Reforms of what? The cocoa industry, reform of cocoa industry is not English. And that is what I said on my page. I said, look, 8 years, the MPP mismanaged and collapsed Ghana's economy. You have power. And instead of jailing these thieves who destroyed Ghana's economy and collapsed Ghana's economy, you end up breaking bread with them. So where did we go? Now, you see Miss Facebook, the honest truth is that Randy Abbey should be reassigned. The president should appoint a more pragmatic CEO. The NDC has many capable men and women on the bench who can deliver results. In 2024, I personally engaged cocoa farmers who voted massively for change, and they expect practical reforms, not business as usual. Now, the business are here, the people should sit up. People must sit up and do their job. Now, if you go on my page, I said, Ghani, a Ghanaian cocoa pod inventor. And I said, it is frustrating when innovation on the ground is ignored, while policymakers talk about reforms at conferences. Real cocoa reform is mechanization. 2, value addition. 3, a farmer's income growth. Not just speeches. These are the 3 things. One, value addition. One, mechanization. Two, value addition. Three, farmers' income growth. Sending income never costs through. That is what the farmer needs. We need mechanized system that will help the farmer. And your friend is saying, ni cocoa no be so bebre. Oh yeah, we need innovative ideas. I cocoa no, and thankfully we have a Ghanaian young boy or machine, and yet these people will not patronize him. I personally contacted Randy Abbey. Personally contacted him. I personally sent this young guy to meet some of the ministers. Met ministers. They gave him huge promises, empty promises. This boy, if you support this boy, he can create a job. He can employ a lot of Ghanaian youth. You've not known poverty before. I don't come from a prosperous and rich home, so I know what I'm saying. That is why you move beyond to me, because we know what the Ghanaian youth goes through, especially people with no father and no mother. What they will eat, where they will lay their head, and yeah, easy. Why can't you just make life a little bit easier for the Ghanaian young man, young woman? Why can't you make life a little bit easier for the old people? Why? All that you people care is V8. And they drive on foolish rough road, dusty roads. Hey, that's a Kufuado no yet me face now. I've told you. A Kufuado wachechidia credit to nechi. Modia moya akoko de munyani nsuhie. This way nsuhie. If you go mo mo betutu sisia. And we must tell you guys the plain truth. Anyway, enough of a year. A friend is saying, cocoa board, you call a year. You go a friend is saying, Kumasi roads, Kumasi MPs, patch house, John Mahama, any road in my warm. A year over a year, Asenso-Boakye. Or say, John Mahama by no. A year, a road that is so a yama santimine. Or say, on your road in TNT, or no, the new Muasem. Or no Asenso-Boakye no. These people. MPP there, what they are good at, Jandamo.
Why is it financing 64 black funds to complete the full design of the Suame Interchange project? Why is it financing 64 new road projects recently rushed through PPA, public procurement system processes?
The bro for so tan. The bro for so new. The bro for tan.
Why prioritize new commitments over completing ongoing and high impact projects? If government claims that it doesn't have money, then why has government abandoned a 64 complete Accra-Kumasi dualization highway project only to pursue a greenfield three-way expressway at significantly higher cost and rates?
You see the bro for the new tan. Won't you be?
Only to pursue a greenfield three-way expressway at significantly higher cost and rates when it bemoans funding challenges.
But I have been in.
Wait, Abrantiwi. My mama on the story kakra. For those of you who don't know him, Asenso-Boakye. He was the darling boy of Akufo-Addo. And I will explain to you the reason why he was Akufo-Addo's darling boy. Run up to election to elect Akufo-Addo as the flag bearer of the NPP. Many of the youth, especially the Tescon guys, we had given up on Akufo-Addo. We didn't want to see Akufo-Addo's face. We wanted Alan Kojo Chiremante. Now, guess what? There was a young man named Andy who lives and resides in the United Kingdom here. Andy contacted the president, Akufo-Addo, At that time, he was not the president. Andy contacted Akufo-Addo and told him, Nana, the contest that lies ahead of you, I'm telling you, will not win. Nana said, oh, how? He said, look, the Tescon, thousands of Tescons are not ready to vote for you. So I'm not sure you win the flag bearership of MPP. But you can only win the flag bearership race if you speak to this young guy. This young guy happens to be Asenso-Boakye. So Andy arranged a meeting here in London and he introduced Asenso-Boakye, who was living in America then. And they placed a call. And they called Asenso-Boakye. Asenso, Andy has told me about you. This is my problem. I want to go and contest again. This is my third or fourth time. I need your help. Andy says you can help me. Asenso told Akufo-Addo, don't worry, I will help you. What was the help? Asenso-Boakye had the MPP album, the Tescon album. All the university students, our names were listed on the album, those who joined MPP. So what did Asenso, what was his assignment? Contact each and every person and what? Convince them to vote for Akufo-Addo. And that once Akufo-Addo become president, oh, he will solve all their issues for them. He will sort them out. Some of these guys had already traveled abroad, overseas. But Asenso-Boakye was very, very instrumental. Convinced many of these Tescon guys, the former presidents and other people, came together, did a huge and strong campaign. In fact, I did a very tough campaigning for Akufo-Addo in Nzima, Jomoro, Elembele, where I come from. I come from Kekam, the best in the whole world. 100% blooded in Nzima. We campaigned vigorously for Akufo-Addo. Akufo-Addo, fast forward, won the 2016 election, and he made this guy part of the main team at the Jubilee House. Deputy Chief of Staff. That was Asenso-Boakye. He later on made him a minister. And later on, guess what? Made him, got everybody to support him to become an MP at Bantama. At the time, there was a man who was known as Ochem Agbodza. Akufo-Addo manipulated the system and got rid of Ochem Agbodza. And Asenso became the MP for Bantama. In fact, there is a lot of other things that Asenso used to do for Akufo-Addo. I will not say it here today at the appropriate time. Now, guess what? This guy became a minister. He could not fix the problems the majority of his brothers and sisters were facing in Ashanti region. He could not fix the road issues, the Suame Interchange. Lot of problems in Ashanti region. These guys had the opportunity to transform Ashanti region. But in fact, they couldn't. They failed. Koto. Omufeli Manya. Today, this guy is telling the John Dramani Mahama, ignore all roads and concentrate on Ashanti region. As if Ashantis are more better than other Ghanaians. As if Ashantis are people who are more precious. Why is it that this guy did not put the same pressure on Akufo-Addo? Is it because he was afraid of him? Or is it because he was enjoying the loot, great loot and share? So it blinded him to see that his people are facing real problems. It's very sad. Very, very sad that today I clear now the guy they see road. So this guy is forcing John Mahama, fix our roads. We don't need any express road. Go and fix our Suame Interchange. And the saddest part is that the money to even fix the problem, the allocated funds, they use it for other stupid things. They had the money to fix the roads, as Akufo-Addo told us, that Suame Interchange will be ready in 2024. He will commission it. And then they use the money for other things that was not relevant. Guess what they said? Oh, as for Ashantis, they don't need interchanges. You think I am the one making it up? Listen to the man that they refer as the God of MPP. Gabi Ochre Dako, G-O-D. Listen to him.
While the region realization highway project, only to pursue a greenfield three-way expressway at significantly higher cost and rates when it bemoans funding challenges.
But I have been in meetings where MPs from Ashanti region have said that and your flyover road here, they want their community road there. And in politics, you are supposed to.
So you heard him, Gabi. See, in meetings, hey, so he was in the meetings as what? As the Prime Minister of Ghana or what? This British boy sat in Ghana's meetings, Republic of Ghana, and a British boy, part of our meeting. Hey, God have mercy. Hey.
Region has said that, and yet
when it bemoans funding challenges.
But I have been in meetings where MPs from Ashanti region have said that and your flyover road here, they want their community road there. And in politics, you are supposed to give people what they say they want, not what you think they want. They want.
So they gave the Ashanti people what they want. And now, these people are here telling John Mahama to fix their roads. Let me be honest with you. I am not a tribalistic person because that is not what my great father taught me. That is not how I was brought up. In fact, I was born and raised in Ashanti region. I was not brought up to be a tribalistic person. But if I was the president, I will make sure I will fix places that they voted for me. And in fact, every part of Ghana voted for John Mahama. Every region, he got votes and he got MPs. Across every region, he had MPs coming from. Ashanti region, they had about how many? About 9 or 10 MPs or so. I stand to be corrected. 7, 8 MPs or so. So I will concentrate on some of these places and fix it. Because you see, Adia be chill on my brabum. And you will nipa or ye hypocrite. Nyacho. Women will time when to me and you. When you have for what the force is shiny say on yem farmer. As if say with the ocean one more ye be a woman. Huh? These people could have used their ministerial positions to create more jobs and fix the problem facing Ghana. But they chose to fix their pocket. Their long pockets. That is what they were concentrating. Greedy people. Thieves. And today they are crying. Educhum, former minister for education, is also crying. Mr. President, come and fix my Bosumpi roads. Guess what? Those roads are the roads that leads to Wontimi's palace. And Wontimi was seen live, showcasing gold and telling the nation how rich he was or how rich he is. At a point, he said he wants to buy Chelsea. Chelsea has never been my team. From birth, I've been supporting Man United. So the ladies used to call me Cantona. When I was young, the ladies were all over me. Hi! Oh, yes. Handsome Cantona. Look, today, this man is crying for what? For the roads leading to Wuntimi's palace to be fixed. The good John Mahama will hear their cry. And I'm sure he will answer them in due course. But you see, the MPP is a hypocritical political party. And that is why I keep telling you, anytime you want to join any association, anywhere in this world, if you hear the name Dankwa, Dombo, Buzia, Ekufu-Addo, Ofori-Atta, do not join. This association has been contaminated with evil deeds and corrupt minds. What they stand for is John 10:10. The thief cometh not only to steal, but to kill and to destroy. That is the MPP for you. And that is why when Kevin Taylor was warning Randy Abbey that be careful of the MPP people. And today we've heard and we've seen what has happened to Randy Abbey. I wish him well. And I want him to understand that he should what? Wake up from his slumber and work hard. And you should not disappoint the president, John Dramani Mahama. It will be a very, very big shame because John Mahama really likes this young guy, Randy Abbey. Now, to Asenso-Boakye, I have said that John Mahama's governance is not going to govern Ghana on the terms of the MPP party. We all know what MPP is good at is propaganda. Number one, propagandist political party is MPP. History has taught us how they destroyed the good old man, Suame Nkrumah. History has shown how they told us that Nkrumah was good for nothing and that if they get power, they will do exploit. When they got the chance, after overthrowing the man whom every black man believed in, Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, the MPP ended up destroying the nation. In fact, they came and started grabbing properties, especially the Nima residence, belongs to an old Nigerian businessman. Akufo-Addo's father took it by force because they could not build houses. They used their positions to take the ones that belongs to the businessmen. We have to understand that if we are building a nation, if we are building a country like Ghana, that the Nado took 8 years to destroy, it would not be easy. But those that lead to reset the nation Ghana must be honest to the people. They must be truthful and frank to us. And they must not be cutting deals with the MPP. If you cut deal with a demon or the devil, you become a devil. It doesn't matter who you are. Give not the devil a chance. For once you give the devil a chance, the devil will destroy you. And in this case, you know who the Ghana's devil is. Our devil, since the days of Kwame Nkrumah, from the 1947 up till date, has always been the UP tradition. They only change their colors, just like the chameleon. Just like the snake, they remain the same. Wicked serpent, we must be careful. Because Ghanaians still believe that Mahama is indeed the hope. If Mahama is the hope, we should not entertain the thieves that took the nation backwards. Where is Ken Ofori-Atta? He's still in exile. He doesn't want to come back. I see you, my senior Molash. I see you. Greetings. Welcome, senior. Where are these people? We must be honest and speak truth. We must fix the nation Ghana. And if we are going to fix Ghana, we should not repeat the same old things that MPP did that we chastised and criticized. Mohammed's governance must be of different, must set new examples, not to look at what Akufo-Addo did to the nation Ghana. Building a nation, and I say politics is not a game, because it's about human beings. It's about life of people. Any mistake you make, you end up killing people. The DDEP, the Domestic Debt Exchange Program, we ended up killing a lot of our old men, our forefathers who toiled and suffered for Ghana. Example is Dr. Ejekum Addo. Through the DDEP, and the banking cleanup exercise, we lost him, and many others. So it's time for John Mahama to fix the problems. It's time for him to fix the country. He's doing well. He's doing fantastic. CEOs, ministers who think that they cannot do the job, please don't force yourself. Randy Abbey could have best served in the Ministry of Sports or somewhere. That is his best place. I know somebody will say, oh, when it comes to being a CEO, it's all about policy making, it's all about administrative works. I understand. But the pressure of being a CEO of Cocoa Board is very, very, very high. So if you cannot fix it, you leave for somebody to come and fix it. Don't wait to be sacked. Don't. Because we need people to solve the problems facing our nation. Cocoa alone can create a lot of jobs. Switzerland have been buying Ghana cocoa pod, the beans. But when you go to Switzerland, you don't even see any cocoa chocolate made in Ghana in Switzerland. It's a big shame. And yet we have ambassadors and high commissioners. If I was a president and I give you a portfolio as an ambassador within 1 year, if you cannot sell my nation Ghana and get some of our businesses into the country in which I appointed you, I will just sack you and appoint a new person. Because we must get to a point where we will export more of our value-added products to many countries. Solving the problems of Ghana must not be that we have to struggle to solve the people's problem. There is a bigger market already on the continent of Africa. The name Ghana is already huge. Ghana's name is attached to excellence. Ghana's name is attached to greatness. When you hear Ghana, any part of Africa, all that you think of is greatness. All that you think of is a country of Pan-Africanist people. People who believe in the black man. People who believe in the black woman. People who believe that the black man is capable of managing his or her own affairs. This is the country that we come from. And we can use that image to have huge businesses and industries across the continent of Africa. We must see made in Ghana goods in Zambia, made in Ghana good in Botswana, made in Ghana good in Somalia, Nigeria, Niger, every part of Africa. Why are we not doing that? What is preventing us? We gain independence, chorus that we sing. on the sub-Saharan Africa. But why must we end there when we can get our businesses onto these places and start making foreign revenues out of these countries? Look at a country like Somalia. Where is the Ghanaian contractors? Can't we have a conversation with the president of Somalia and say that Ghana wants to build your roads and your bridges? It is going to cost, but we are willing to give you a good price. We are willing. What is happening to the Ghana Armed Forces? You see a lot of Ghanaian youth walking around. The devil is finding work for them. All that they know is to smoke the weed. If they don't smoke weed, they drink the tramol. If they don't drink the tramol, they drink the red or smoke red. What if we get a bus and get all these squatters and all these hawkers off the street and put them in this bus, send them to Saglami, and make sure that we give them a place to sleep. Early in the morning, after bathing, we serve them breakfast. We march them onto a camp and say we are going to give them physical, pragmatic, value addition education. We can do it. What is preventing us? That our youth have to go to look for greener pastures in a country where there is full of desert. A country which is made up of desert. The United Arab Emirates, Libya, and so forth. Our leaders are not thinking. And it's sad that you have all the powers, but you cannot think. It's sad. Our mothers are suffering. It's sad. I hear people talk, oh, we have a lot of goods, we have a lot of farm produce. It's getting rotten. People are not buying it. Why can't we build silos and store these food? At least you are a Christian nation. Be pragmatic. Go and read the Bible. When Joseph told the Egyptians that a famine is coming, let's store our farm produce. On the day of hunger, we can feed our people. He was talking about building silos in the Bible. It's just pragmatic. Why can't we do that? Why can't we have the silos across the nation? And then look for young men and women to market Ghana in Zambia, market Ghana in South Africa, Benin, Botswana, and tell them we can supply you people with yam. We can supply you with cassava. We can supply you with ABCD. What are we waiting for? What are we waiting for? We need solutions. When I see people sit on radios, they don't discuss solutions. Oh, MPP is better. NDC is far better. The better is not for you to say this is better. Better must reflect in the pockets of our people. From the north to south, east to west. We have to have good roads, good transport system. We must be able to employ our people. Our country is underdeveloped, yet unemployment is high. It does not make sense that the peoples whose country is developed are always employing people. What is wrong with us? It's because the value addition chain we don't study. We must be people of real problem solvers. We must solve the problems. And in solving the problem, in economics, demand and supply is money. Yes. When demand is high, you must supply. And when the demand is high and you cannot supply, then it means you are a lazy nation. There is demand of food in war-torn countries like Somalia, Sudan. Why don't you send young men, brilliant brains, to sign contracts, to supply them with gari, supply them with food? Why can't you teach the youth how to add value to the cassava? We use cassava to make t-shirts. We use weed in Tampe. Ooh, smoke the weed, as some of the Rastafari, they smoke religiously. We use weed to make t-shirts. We use weed to make juke sack, the cocoa bottle. Oh yes. We talk about magnesium. We eat magnesium. Oh, you don't know? Oh yes. You don't know? Ah. We use magnesium for batteries. Oh, you don't know? Yes. When we talk about magnesium, we use magnesium for batteries, car batteries. We use lithium also for car batteries. Who is teaching the youth to add value? Our education is full of theory. Huh? And this is the thing we must teach our people. Today, when you go to Ghana, the culture of Ghana has changed. Everybody wants to eat pizza. Everybody wants to be like the Italian man. Come Stein. Everybody is eating pizza. If you meet a new girl, what do you want? The girl says, oh, I want us to go to Pizza Man. Ah, our taste has changed. The Ghanaian taste is now foreign. Nobody wants to eat the tiozafi that will give them the strength. No. Oh, if you meet the Ghanaian man, I want burger. I want spring rolls. What's the other one? Sausage. You are creating business for other people. Everybody wants to wear weave, our women, and long nails. And yet, we don't even make the weaves and long nails in Ghana. The woman wants to have the Peruvian hair, the Brazilian hair. I'm not saying it's wrong, but I'm saying that in the Peruvian hair and the Bolivian hair or whatever hair, whether it is from choco hair, we can also create our own kikam hair. Yes. It's knowledge. Knowledge simply means information. When you hear the big word knowledge, do not be frightened. It simply means information that I know, information I have. Information is about teaching somebody to add value to his life. That is the information. And it's so sad that we always have to come here and tell our people. It's sad. Ghana, we eat what? Bodia and kwadu. But the stem of this banana and plantain is used in creating sanitary pads. But all that we know is to give big proverbs. And so foolish proverbs. Meanwhile, somebody is using the stem of the banana to create sanitary pads. And we spend billions and millions of dollars to go and import sanitary pads. When you go to the Ghanaian kitchen, apart from the muchia in the villages, everything is made, the muchia and the ayawa or whatever, and the tapoli or something or whatever, everything is made in China, made in UK, made in France, made in Germany. The microwave is made in maybe somewhere, the stove is made from somewhere. When are we also going to make things in Ghana and export it to Nigeria? The market base of Nigeria is close to 300 million people. Imagine if we even get 50 million people buying produce from Ghana. The nation will not lack. We must think. That is governance. Governance is just looking for a solution for your people. And the solution means that you add value to the natural resources you have. And once you have the natural resources and then you have the value addition, you have to make sure that you get it sold to the people. By force, sell it. Let there be advert on televisions. Deliberately preach it. Eat made in Ghana. Buy made in Ghana. This is what the Chinese people did. This is what the Vietnamese people did. When I visited Ho Chi Minh City some years ago, I was so happy. This is a country that was bombed to the ground by the Americans in 1975. But today, go and look at Vietnam. If you want the finest grains of rice on this planet Earth, it is not Thailand, it is Vietnam. Organic. We can do better to solve the problems facing our nation. So that tomorrow, when we also turn 70 years, I've got almost about how many years to go? 17. I have plenty years ahead of me. We can also sit back and say, yes, we were all involved in building Ghana for our generation. My name, of course, is the sexy D Ren, Dr. Ren, a great son of Nzima, 100% from Kekam. Asamangama Ebusia, no size. Number uno, Papa Ghana. I love you all. God willing, tomorrow, same time, we will meet. Take good care of yourselves.